On doing this problem, the main thing that we're going to first look at is I'm going to take how many times does x squared get divided into x to the fourth. Again, I'm still having trouble. People are still having trouble with doing these. Again, I will just remind you, write it onto the side. How many times does x squared divide into x to the fourth? Using the rules of exponents, the answer is x squared. So we place x squared right over here. Then you multiply x squared times both terms in your divisor. Oh, first of all, we're in descending form, right? Like descending powers? OK. So x squared times x squared is x to the fourth. X squared times negative 2 is negative 2x squared. But there's a problem. The next thing is negative 3x cubed. So we have to rewrite it over here. Because you're subtracting vertically, ladies and gentlemen. And just a reminder, you guys know x squared minus y squared, those aren't like terms, right? You can't subtract x squared minus y squared, correct? Nor can you do x squared minus x cubed. So to add and subtract polynomials, which we've already kind of did in our focus lesson, you have to have the same base and the same power of your exponents. These do not have the same base and power, so you cannot subtract them. So I can't put a negative 2x squared under an x cubed. So then what do you do here? You don't have to do this, but to make sense of it, I a lot of times just like to put a 0 as my place value. Because think about it. What's 0 times anything? 0. And negative 2x minus 0 is just still going to give you that negative 2x cubed. So now I subtract my rows. I'm seeing a lot of students that are still not putting them in parentheses, which you don't have to, but I'm just telling you, this is where people make their mistakes. Oh, you just stepped in front of the video. All right. So you have x to the fourth minus x to the fourth is 0x to the fourth, which is just 0. Negative 2x cubed minus 0x cubed is just going to be negative 2x cubed. 3x squared minus a negative 2x squared. Sometimes this trips people up. So double negative, that gives us a positive 5x squared. And then I can just bring down my negative 4x, and I can bring down my positive 5. Is everybody OK with that first round that I did? Because now basically what we do is we just rinse and repeat. We just do the same process over and over until we can't divide anymore. But the general form of taking your first term of your divisor, dividing into the first term of the dividend, writing the quotient up top, multiplying your quotient times both terms in your divisor beneath, and then subtracting vertically. And that's what you do over and over and over again. So now we did it once. Now we have to do it again. How many times is x squared divided into negative 2x cubed? Not really sure how to do that. So I'll just write it vertically so it makes a little bit more sense. What do we do when we divide exponents? We subtract the powers. So what x cubed minus x squared is? X to the first. And you're just going to have a negative 2x to the first, or just negative 2x. Then I multiply negative 2x times both terms in my divisor. So I get a negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x times negative 2 is a negative 4, which again is going to have to go over here. Negative 4x. Again, subtract the rows. We don't have an x squared in here, do we? So I like to put place values there. You don't have to. You could easily just bring it down. It's going to be the same value. But here we get 0. Here we get 5x squared. And then here, which is again is a double negative, which is going to give you a 0. And then we have plus 5. So I'm not going to write that in there. Is everybody OK? So we did it twice. Can we do it a third time? Yes, we can, because x squared divides into 5x squared. How many times does x squared divide into 5x squared? 5. Put 5 up here. Multiply 5 times both terms. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. 5 times negative 2 is a negative 10. And we get subtract. So therefore, we get 0. And we have 5 minus a negative 10 is 15. So we have our remainder. So we write our q of x is equal to x squared minus 2x plus 5 plus my remainder over my divisor. Now, since we have a remainder, is x squared minus 2 a